Hello, good evening, Tribuners. Welcome back with me, Mutiara, in Indonesian News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here the complete news. The first news comes from Aceh. Two junior high school students who drifted in the river have not been found since yesterday until now on Sunday, March 13, 2022. The teenager who was swept away, both of whom are Islamic-based junior high school students in Lawe Sigala-gala District, Southeast Aceh, is still being sought. The Kencana Search and Rescue Team, which involved the National Search and Rescue Agency, the Indonesian National Armed Forces, the Police, the Regional and Disaster Management Agency, the Agara Search and Rescue Task Force, and the community, formed two teams to return to look for the drowned victims. The victim was swept away by the current of the Alas Salim Pipit River, Babul Rahmah District on Saturday, March 12, 2022, at around 11 o'clock a.m. in the morning while bathing in the river. The two teenagers who were swept away were Aldi, is 14 years old, resident of Pintu Alas Village, Babul Makmur District, Southeast Aceh, and 14 years old Usaid, a resident of Lawe Loning Aman Village, Lawe Sigala-gala District. The coordinator of the Kencana Search and Rescue Post, Muhammad Amri, conveyed this to SerambiNews.com on Sunday, March 13, 2022. According to him, the search for these victims has also received the attention of the head of the Banda Aceh Search and Rescue Officer, Mr. Budiono, who ordered the best way to find the two victims. Muhammad Amri said the search for the two victims was carried out by two teams. One team used a rubber boat to the downstream of Muara Situlen, meanwhile another team was combined using a robin or speedboat downstream to Kompas Village, Lausur District, which is about 6.8 kilometers away. The next news is, two twins in Pangandaran died after being hit by a motorbike. Two twin boys in Pangandaran became victims of a collision with a group of Harley motorbikes or big motorbikes that were speeding. The fatal accident occurred on the Kalipucang Pangandaran Highway, precisely in the Kedung Palumpung block, Tunggilis Village, Kalipucang District, Pangandaran Regency, West Java, on Saturday, March 12, 2022 at around 1:15 p.m. A group of big motorbikes whose license plates are not yet known hit two twin boys who were about to cross. A local resident witness, Idin, said the incident began when a group of Harley motorcycles drove from Banjar to Pangandaran. Because the Harley motorcycle was speeding, two twins who wanted to cross were hit by him. The first to hit was a big white motorbike, then a black one. The two victims have now died from severe head injuries. The victim twin boys who were hit by a big motorbike has now been taken to the funeral home. The two victims, named Hasan Firdaus and Hussein Firdaus, are 8 years old. The son of the couple was Mo and Empong, resident in the Kedung Palumpung block, Babakan Sari Hamlet, Kijang Village, Pada Herang District, Pangandaran Regency, West Java, and was hit on the Kalipucang Pangandaran Highway, precisely in the Kedung Palumpung block, Tunggilis Village, Kalipucang District, Pangandaran Regency, West Java. The Harley motorbikes that hit the twins included a red Harley motorbike with a plate number D199N3NA driven by Angga Permana Putra from Cimahi City, and a Harley motorbike with plate number B622N7 HOG driven by Agus Wardi from West Bandung. The result of the temporary analysis, the incident was due to the negligence of the motorcyclist driving the vehicle at high speed. Meanwhile, the two Harley motorcycles are still at the Kalipucang Police headquarters. The next news is, Bintan residents use plastic waste to make paving blocks. Creatively, maybe this sentence is suitable for residents of the Puri Kencana Ungu housing and Yuki Vista Garden kilometers 18 Kijang is Bintan District, Bintan. They utilize plastic waste into paving blocks. This creative idea emerged when the local citizen association talked with its residents so that they could use plastic waste into a craft. After looking at several references on social media and having a dialogue with the residents, the idea emerged from the local community unit by making a paving block. The head of the 8 local housing units, Aryadi, who worked as a workshop entrepreneur, immediately made a paving block molds using the scraps of iron in his workshop to use as a place for the molds. Like a tit for tat, the surrounding community also supports and collects plastic waste in the 2 housing estates. They also tried to recycle and the results were satisfactory. They also early thought of being able to process plastic waste in the housing environment which was scattered around. Moreover, they know that the plastic waste takes hundreds of years to melt. There are also materials and equipment used for utilization of plastic waste into paving blocks, namely a place for molds that is made manually from scrap metal scraps. Next, scrap metal drum and use gas for plastic recycling. Aryadi said that the effort to recycle this plastic waste had only been running for 1.5 months. The processed plastic waste in the form of paving blocks is temporarily used for homes and plants for the surrounding environment such as in housing facilities. The next news is, a child's foot fell into the bathroom drain. The leg of a 1.3 years old child fell into a bathroom drain in Sintang Regency, West Kalimantan. The incident occurred on Thursday, March 10, 2022 night. The evacuation process was dramatic. The Sintang Poseroja fire rescue team had to work and hard to save the tiny legs of Mylene, the daughter of Arnold, a resident of Dr. Wahidin Sudirohusodo Street, Baning Village. Mylene's tiny legs were successfully evacuated after 2 hours of sinking into the drain in the bathroom. After the fire department dug up the ground and dismantled the drain pipe to remove Mylene's leg. The Toraja Post firefighting team received information that a child had fallen into a sewer at around 8 o'clock p.m. 6 team members then went down to the location. Arriving at Arnold's house, the baby's right leg was still wedged in the drain pipe. The process of evacuating Mylene's leg was quite time-consuming. The fire brigade team must also be able to calm Mylene's cry. The other team, there was those who dug the ground and dismantled the sewer pipes. The child was evacuated safely. Budi hopes that in the future, an incident like this can be a lesson for all parties. The next news is, Matawis House that was damaged by the tornado was rebuilt. Matsawi had a happy face when he found out that his house, which had collapsed due to the strong wind some time ago, would be rebuilt. Residents of Sodaya 4th Street, Kampung Jawa, Sukajadi Sub-District, Talang Kelapa, Banyu Asin District, never stopped expressing their gratitude because their house has been rebuilt. Moreover, the person who laid the groundwork for the construction of Matawis House was the region of Banyu Asin, Askolani-Jasi, on Friday, March 11, 2022. Matsawi's face continued to smile when the first stone was laid by the number 1 person in Banyu Asin. Matsawi also admitted that his wages as a worker in the stone were not at all sufficient to rebuild his house. Wages work stone were just enough to meet daily needs. According to him, the house he lived in was very uninhabitable. When there was a strong wind, his house, which was made of boards, collapsed instantly. Banyu Asin region, Mr. Askolani-Jasi said that the construction of houses that collapsed due to strong wind was included in the house renovation program of the Banyuasin District for government. This is a form of attention from the Banyuasin Regency government towards people whose houses are not suitable for habitation. And the next news is, a man dies while walking in a flood. A man with the initial ES, age 57 years old, died on Pondok Kacang Raya Street, Tajur Ciledug, Tangerang City on Saturday, March 12, 2022 at 2:30 p.m. A resident who lives around Pondok Kacang Raya Street, Kanavi said ES died while walking in a flooded road condition. The Kanavi explained it, the chronology of ES death, starting when ES, who had just returned from attending a relative's wedding from the Bekasi area, West Java, was caught in the rain on Pondok Kacang Raya Street. ES, who rode a motorcycle and carried his wife and child, took shelter in a convenience store which was on the edge of Pondok Kacang Raya Street. However, the rain continued to fall and was getting heavier, causing the water condition to rise even more to the point of submerging Pondok Kacang Raya Street. Worried that his vehicle was flooded, ES went through to the rain to move his motorbike to a safer place. However, when ES tried to return to the mini market to walk to his wife and children, he immediately fell down when he had only walked 2 steps through the flood on Pondok Kacang Raya Street. Kanavi said, when it rained, one of the cables belonging to the state electricity company, which was above the electricity pole, caught fire and the cable fell into Pondok Kacang Raya Street, which was being flooded. This is what caused ES to die when he just walked 2 steps through the flooded road. According to Kanavi, the victim was successfully lifted from the middle of the flooded road. Approximately 30 minutes later, Kanavi admitted that the process of moving the victim took a long time because local residents shifted the victim to the side of the road using bamboo for fear of being hit by the same thing. And the last news is, chaos between the train company and a group of people in North Sumatra. Indonesian Railway Company Divre 1 North Sumatra finally spoke up after being attacked by a group of people wearing red shirts bearing the logos of political parties in Indonesia while controlling official residences on HM Yamin Street, East Medan District, Medan City. According to the public relations manager of the Indonesian Railway Company Divre 1 North Sumatra, Mahendro Trangbawono, his party in controlling official residencies always prioritize dialogue. They will not do arrogant action. He said that the house to be brought under control belonged to the Indonesian Railway Company, which was occupied by another party. Therefore, the Indonesian Railway Company feels entitled to take back its assets occupied by other people. He also denied that the Indonesian Railway Company Divre 1 North Sumatra had taken arbitrary action against residents who had been issued. Mahendra said his party had taken the process according to the applicable mechanism. Before carrying out the control, the Indonesian Railway Company Divre 1 North Sumatra had sent a letter to the occupants of the house. Indonesian Railway Company Divre 1 North Sumatra also denied that the house they confiscated had been owned by the people there. According to him, the Indonesian Railway Company Divre 1 North Sumatra carried out the controls according to regulation that should have been. Well, that's all the news for today with me, Mutiara. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.